So you've clicked on this video, this Dokkan battle video, and you're wondering what the hell does the word hubris have to do with Dokkan battle? Well, something has happened. Another plane has hit the tower of Dokkan Twitter. And in this case, if you're too young to know about hubris, if you've only heard this is the kind of greed they talk about in the Bible, hubris is excessive pride or self-confidence. In Greek tragedy, it is the excessive pride toward or defiance of the gods, leading to retribution or nemesis. Oh my god. It's happening. Rhodey says, I am only as critical of Omega and Rose as I am because people put them both in the top 5. Some people even having Omega at 1. So when I'm running these units, I'm expecting top 5 performance. I'm expecting top 5 consistency. And that's just not what I see over the runs. The truth, the gods in this case, defiance of the gods, leading to retribution or nemesis. Omega definitely shows top 5 consistency and top 5 performance. Rhodey responds. So if you did a stream where you brought Omega's team into Zamasu 20 times in a row, you'd win at least 17 of those runs. 17, probably no. But why the number? Is that a certain percentage you're looking for? Rhodey says, yes, it is a percentage. 17 runs would be 85% win rate. My not fused fighters team has between an 80 or 90% win rate in my log with the 7th Annie LR lead. So if Omega is top 5 level consistency, then this team should be able to win 80 to 90% of the time. To which Gino, and look at that, at God Gino, in Greek tragedy, excessive pride toward or defiance of the gods. You should boot up a stream and show off the 80 to 90% win rate team. And to Rhodey's credit, they take the challenge, right? But look at what we're already starting with excuses. We're already starting with excuses. So let's see what's gonna happen here. Oh no. Oh no, it happened. In Greek tragedy, excessive pride toward or defiance of the gods, leading to retribution or nemesis. 80 to 90% win rate team went nearly 50% with him having pretty good luck. Let's go ahead and take a look at this real quick. Open image in new tab. Let's just get that open. Rhodey 2K. Chat on the left. First to 5. Wins 5. Losses 4. Now, I don't know if you guys can do math. Maybe you know, some of you. I've heard that the math and reading comprehension rate is way down in the current age. So maybe this is just tough to pull out, but it's a percent. 17 runs would be 85% win rate. My not fused fighters team has between an 80 to 90% win rate in my log. That's not that. In Greek tragedy, excessive pride toward or defiance of the gods. That's not 85%. That's not 90%. That's not 80%. That's not 70%. This is in what we call, in the fighting game community, what we would say is the fused fighters have a 5-5, maybe a 4.5, 5.5 matchup against the special battle 2025 Rose and Zamasu fight. And fighting games is something I want to bring up here because one of the, I think, traps that Dokkan Twitter falls into a lot, and one of the traps that the current fighting game community falls into a lot is tier list hysteria. Tier list hysteria is the inability to regard or confirm any information based on reason because you got to get these bait tweets off. 80% to 90% win rate team went nearly 50% with them having pretty good luck. Now we are going to read the cope. We are going to read the cope. It wasn't good luck though. Having all three of the 7th NELR start turn 1 3 to 4 times in a row is not good luck. Both Rose and Zamasu supering slot 0 against a locked unit is not good luck. AGL Forku failing to dodge the AoE multiple times in a row is not good luck. Hold on though. So when I'm running these units, I'm expecting top 5 performance. I'm expecting top 5 consistency. Let me just pull up a character that you guys might be so familiar with. Let me tell y'all something. If you wanted to see 80 to 90%, if you dropped Beast Gohan today, Kevin Gates voice, if you dropped him today, kill him today. If you dropped a Beast Gohan, 2025 Beast Gohan today, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. That's the GOAT right there. The reality of this situation, to let's just be a little more serious, because this isn't an anti-Rhodey video, genuinely. This is I'm just poking a little fun. This genuinely isn't a Rhodey video. This is a video that is trying to say a little more about how people regard units. So here's the thing. And this is something that happens on the internet all the time. You said that your team in your logs has an 85% win rate, 80 to 90%, and that is what you consider the hallmark of a team. Your proof was that your team frauded the fuck out by your impossible standard. Because I'm expecting top 5 consistency in an inconsistent game. What you just said is that you're expecting top 5 consistency, except when it serves you. When it serves you, the sun was in your eye, you know, your girlfriend was PMSing, she was ovulating, you couldn't focus, your dog shit on the carpet, your house was on fire, your cat died. When it serves you, we talk nuance. When it serves us, we need to show 80 to 90% consistency. This is fallacious. This is wrong. This is tweet baiting at its finest. And man, do I appreciate it. I appreciate agenda posting at its finest, right? This is and we have Truth here doing what he does best. I mean, come on. Like, it's comical. But remember that in Greek tragedy, this is the shunning, the spurning, the defiling of the god's name in place of our agenda. Oh man, Dokkan is so funny. So why am I bringing this up? I guess let me just pull up one more thing. So a lot of people, when I make tier lists, and this is not a proper tier list, right? You look at this and you're like, you know, I kind of see it. But obviously, you know, now this is from when is the last time I made a tier list? It was a long time ago, right? Like the last time I made a tier list, I mean, I can't even remember. I guess it was like around the time these guys came out, right? Or I guess it would be these guys came out, right? And this is just like a meta, you know, a meta sort of expectation. I think that, you know, obviously knowing what we know now, we'd come down here and we'd just put this guy right up here. And then that would be like the list again. The reason I make it like this is because you guys get really fucked up when you start talking about consistency in Dokkan Battle. And it's because this as your litmus, this is your heuristic, this as your way to rate characters is like opposite of like data. This is not how you figure out in a fighting game if two characters have a 5-5 matchup. You know? Like, what are we doing? These things have to be tested rigorously over, you know, hours and hours, you know, tens of runs, not just who gets first to 5, because Dokkan is so inconsistent, right? Like, this is already such a hard argument when you take something as consistently, like, deep as a fighting game. So how do you take something as consistently shallow as Dokkan and say, 10 runs will do it? In my logs, yeah, 85%, right? So if some of you are wondering, like, why do I always do this blocking of, like, and by the way, to anyone who's never seen my list before, these are all just color coordinated. So blue in the front, green in the front, and then everyone else behind. So not ordered or anything, though I do think Goma is probably like here. I do think he's literally one, but how do you like actually square being like, these are the top 17 characters in the game? Your top 20 characters in the game. Goma's actually not that good. Because I love Gogeta so much that Gogeta can't be worse than Goma. I love Gogeta so much. I love the gods and Super Saiyan 4s and LR gods so much that actually they can't be any lower than 3. Because that would hurt my feelings. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what your feelings say. Like, this level of like copium and just like odd behavior when it comes to the Dokkan community. And this is not only a Rhodey thing, because people tend to paint Rhodey as like the devil of like Dokkan Twitter. That's unfair. Does Rhodey participate in a lot of baiting? Yeah. But, you know, who among us? Like, I just thought this was funny and worth pointing out because it's like setting yourself up to fail, essentially. The moment you start adding like such hard language rather to try to prove your point, you start realizing that, why does everyone make fun of me? I actually don't have bad takes. You know, that copy pasta? It's like, well, look what you did. Egg on your face. Right? Look what you did. The Dokkan Twitter baiting has finally caught up, and you have to put belt to ass, and it was make-believe. It was smoke and mirrors. None of it existed. 4 and 5. 5 and 4. Like, you know what I mean? But it was always, to give Rhodey some credit, this was always against their like chance, like their point, because you're much more likely in Dokkan to get unlucky than you are like lucky, right? That's the only way to make hard fights, is for them to stack the deck. That said, that it's easy to talk about characters like Goma when you do it like me and you just say, oh, this character's account defining. If you have this character, he's going to go on a bunch of teams and he's going to be one of the strongest in the game, easily, if not the strongest character in the game. If you have Gogeta rounds out so many Saiyan teams. Notice how I'm not being like, oh, okay, Gogeta Super Saiyan 4 is more dog shit than Goma by this metric. And no, you know, he's going to help teams out. Blue Goku and Vegeta are going to be instrumental to getting these characters through walls and have one of the better leader skills for super units, period. You know what I mean? I think the language has sort of failed people, but hey, first to 5, 5 and 4, 80 to 90% consistency. Ooh, damn it, Omega. Why did Omega make my 80 to 90% consistency team lose? Damn it. With all that being said, though, like if you like the video, subscribe to the club, we're gonna make it, and peace.